We were looking at different ways to explore virtual reality, and what we realized is that music was a fantastic venue and a fantastic way to get people into an experience. And so Live Nation became a very obvious, partner for us.
The concepts for Onstage are really collaborative with the artist. The loose framework for the series is telling this deeper story around their live show, but each one takes on a totally different feel based on the artist. With Wayne, for example, we shot a lot in black and white to really give this sort of grit of New Orleans and kind of where he was coming from. Major Lazer in Jamaica, it was all about exploring Jamaica, and the colors there are so beautiful. And then the other side of it, on the concept side, we dig in with the artist up front and we go, hey, Wayne, what are your passions? What do people maybe not know about you? And skateboarding came out. And with Major Lazer, they were like, look, our whole sound and our whole existence comes from Jamaica. It would be amazing if we could dive into that and kind of peel the cover back on that. As a content creator in VR, you've got the 360 environment and there's free range of motion for the viewer, so they can look anywhere they want. And the hardest thing is really to kind of track a story and provide a narrative that people follow. Because ultimately, we want them to follow the story that we're telling them while also exploring the environment. In a lot of ways, shooting VR is really similar to traditional storytelling. We've got a camera, we've got a crew, but at the same time, we're shooting in 360, so everybody has to get out of the shot. It's challenging in a lot of ways, but it allows us to kind of break new ground. We're constantly finding new ways to tell those stories. And we ultimately get down to the core of what does this person care about? What are they about? And then from there, we ask the question, why VR? Like, why are we shooting this in this way? It tends to always come back to that, like, let's create an experience that you'll remember as an experience rather than a memory of just something you watched on TV. And is VR a fad? Is it like 3D TV? Is it gonna come and go? I always boil it back down to the experience that you have when you watch a good piece of VR content. It can change you, it can touch you, it can move you in a way that that film originally did.
I'm going to go back to the early 90s when you had a dial-up modem and you saw the beginnings. If you squinted, you saw the future. And what we didn't realize back then was how quickly the technology would accelerate. I think the same kind of progression is going to happen. So I think you're going to see people kind of go to a tipping point where there's going to be the perfect alignment of the must-have content and the kind of technological investment you have to have. And within a short period of time, I'm not a futurist, but I think within the next 5 years or less.